Okay. Show me.
Hi there guys, welcome back to the GepRC channel. Thank you very much for tuning in for part 2 in our GepRC freestyle quadcopter build or quadcopters build. If you've seen part 1, you know that I'll be building 2 quadcopters, mostly identical. And the frames are in these 2 boxes over here, which look very dissimilar. In a couple of minutes you'll see that the actual frames look pretty similar. Now what I'll do is I'll go and build these 2 frames. I'll do a time lapse of the build themselves. After that I'll come back to you with my findings on the builds. If it was a smooth process, if everything fits together well, I'll give you my impressions of the frames and I'll tell you the differences between these 2 elegant frames from GepRC. And that's basically it. Yeah, so let's get right into it. I'll go and build to it, and again in a couple of minutes I'll tell you more about these 2 frames. Here we go. Okay, let's be perfectly honest, the time lapses were pretty awful. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that differently next time. However, what you were clearly able to see is that this here frame, the one with the one-piece top, was a far faster build. Which makes sense, of course. There are more screws in this here frame to screw the separate arms down. But apart from that, yeah, also more parts, by the way. The arms are sandwiched in between 2 plates. So, oh, and you got this 3D printed part over here. So, yeah, this was a very enjoyable build, very fast. And this was a normal build, I'd say. The one with the separate arms, everything fit together perfectly. I had no problems screwing them together at all. And both frames come with a build instruction sheet. It doesn't say in which order to assemble these frames, but there's no way to really do it the wrong way. If you, for instance, would first screw down the bottom plate and then try to slot in the side plates, you'll see your error pretty soon. Okay, so what more can I tell you? This, the one with the one-piece top, is basically an older, well, not older, this one is newer. The one with the separate arms is definitely newer, let's put it like that. But just the separate arms isn't the only difference, by far, really. Let me show you what comes with this one, the one with the one-piece top, that doesn't come with the new one. And that's actually only one thing. This one has a power distribution board. I've put it in over here. You see the point where you'll solder up the XT60 over here. This frame came with a power distribution board, and apparently they gone away with that with the newer frame, which I think is a good thing. Sure, power distribution board, you might need one, but in most cases people will select their own power distribution board, the one they like the features of, right? Sure, this will probably be a fine power distribution board, nothing wrong with it, but again, yeah, GepRC often ships their frames with a power distribution board, but I think it's more of a nice gesture than really useful. Tell me what you think, but that's my take on it. By the way, if you have one of these, the one with the one-piece top, you can substitute that top for the new top. So if you buy 4 new arms and top plates, you'll have the new version, basically. Maybe if you break an arm, the carbon fiber is of very high quality, by the way, as in all GepRC frames. Both of these frames are super duper stiff. There is no bending these frames at all. Yeah, well, maybe if I put it in a vise and put all my weight on it, I'll be able to bend them, but they are very sturdy. So this one came with a PDB, this one doesn't. However, this one came with a lot of stuff that this one didn't come with. The new version came with 3 straps. Pretty narrow straps, by the way, but the idea is to strap your battery down with 2 narrower straps, I guess. Should work out. This one came with 2 straps. A slightly wider one and a narrow one. And the narrow one is obviously to strap down your HD camera. This new frame came with these pads, which are landing pads. They are meant to be stuck down at the bottom, one over here and one over here, and you get 6 of them, so 4 spares, which is very nice. You also get this pad, which is an well, double sticky tape on it, a foam pad, and well, maybe you don't like these pads, you can simply cut it to size, this one, and foam up the entire bottom of your quadcopter. This one didn't come with any of that. No landing pads at all. The new frame also came with these, and these are, as you can hopefully see, strips of foam, which you can glue down, it's double-sided sticky tape, on the camera cage over here, so that you can have some vibration dampening on your HD camera. Again, the old one does not come with these strips, and you get quite a lot, so that's very nice. The new one also came with an XT60 with wires, which is nice. The old one came just with an XT60, and the idea would be to directly solder that XT60 onto the PDB like so. I wouldn't personally have a problem with that. Should work, but having an XT60 with wires is definitely handier. And the way I will solder that up, I'll show that in a future video where I install the PDB, but I'll have the XT60 come out at the front, so behind your FPV camera, like so. So again, wires, very nice. You don't have to run out to the electronics store to get yourself some wires. And the last thing this new one has is this 3D printed piece, and yeah, the old one didn't come with that. This is meant to strap down your FPV antenna over here in that hole, and you can also mount your receiver antenna into it, both horizontally like so, or at an angle. There are 4 little holes in this 3D printed block. Also, this new frame has a hook over here. It comes with a rubber grommet that you can slot into that. You can opt to use this hook to mount your FPV antenna as well. So 2 mounting options for your FPV antenna, which is nice and flexible. Yeah, cool stuff. And let's see, yeah, both frames come with padding for the top, like so. You can push all these parts out. And yeah, okay, so anti-slip padding for your LiPo. Obviously the LiPo on these frames will go on top. So yeah, okay, that's nice. And both frames also come with a LED board, this one over here, which actually comes with a buzzer. Very nice. GepRC often ships their frames with an LED board with integrated buzzer and wiring, as you can see. And it'll slot in at the rear. I haven't installed them yet, but well, and both come with this. Now there is one extra difference between these 2 frames, which actually threw me a little bit of a curveball. Maybe I should have known or noticed, but the geometry of these frames isn't the same. Sure, they look very much alike, apart from yeah, separate arms, not separate arms. They both have this very nice aluminium cage, but again the geometry, as you can hopefully see, like so. The old one, well, old, it's not old, but this is a stretched X, so it's longer than wide, where the new one is a true X. Well, true X, almost a true X. It's a little bit wider than long, but I'd classify it as a true X. And you can clearly see that this one is shorter, or the arms aren't as far apart as in the old one. I am not completely sure why they changed that, but well, I guess you have the option if you want a true X. This is definitely the quad frame to get. If you want a stretched X, the older one is the one for you. They are both very nice frames, I'd say. Again, I've had a couple of GepRC frames before these, and these are even better. The previous ones, the Airbus frames I had, were of high quality. These are definitely of higher quality. This is all very smooth. There, you don't have to finish the arms at all. No sanding the edges or anything. It feels super duper smooth. No scratches at all on these frames. Definitely not. No spots where I had to remove some shavings or anything. Everything fits together perfectly. So yes, I am very happy with these frames. I have to also tell you that by now I've ordered a second one of the newer frames, the True X. Because I want to build 2 mostly similar quadcopters, right? And these 2 frames, there isn't a lot between them. The flight experience won't be very different, but I suspect you will be able to tell that this is a stretched X and this is a true X. So again, for that reason I ordered me a second one of these to have 2 very similar quadcopters. Okay, one other thing I should mention about these frames, in case you hadn't noticed. You kinda build them upside down. And what does that mean? Your flight stack will be hanging down from the top plate. Over here you see 4 screws, and this one also has 4 screws. Pretty normal stuff. That's where your flight stack will mount, but it'll be hanging down from the top. So basically you'll be mounting your flight controller, for instance, upside down. Which isn't a problem at all. You'll just flip the orientation in beta flight, but you might want to be aware of that. And with that, yeah, that's basically it. Those are the frames, and again, I am very, very happy. The build quality of these GepRC frames is stellar. I would have paid more These are both approximately 50 euros. I think they're worth more. I would have paid 70 for these frames at least. As you probably know, the remix from Umagod is approximately $100. What is that? 80 euros? I don't think that's a better frame. Don't get me wrong, I think the Remix frame from Umagod is a very good frame. At least it looks very good, well engineered. But these aren't worse. The quality of the carbon, yeah, I've crashed my Airbus AX5 several times very hard, and I can't even see that I've crashed it. So yeah, I have full confidence in the sturdiness of these here frames. That's it for now. That's my take on these frames. I'll have links to both of them in the description down below. Go look them up. And again, yeah, you'll have to decide for yourself if you want a true X or a stretched X. And if you have questions, hit me up a comment down below. I'll be happy to answer you. Catch you on the next video. Bye bye.